I'm Chronix, and this is Kristol, one of the most extreme wrestling. Why are you laughing? We're going to talk about a serious topic here. The
WWE... going. Wait. I think right as you did it, but I decided not to.
We're going to talk about the WWE Network, and we actually did a lot of research on this. Or you did, rather.
That's right. I did.
Like Miss Giggles over here did a lot of research on this.
Why are you hollering? You've been doing that all day today. Talk in a normal voice.
What did you just say? Hollering? What is hollering?
What you're doing.
Anyways,
we were doing a video interview earlier, like an audio interview with Fort Minor Project, and the microphone was like right here, and Chronix was like, "Yeah, I think that what we should do," and I was like, "Take it down."
Anyways, what we're going to be talking about is the rumors that have been surrounding the WWE Network. We're going to talk about the information that is out there that people seem to be ignoring that is out there. This is a publicly traded company, WWE, and this information is always out there because of the circumstances of it.
You gotta let your investors know what you're doing, especially if you're doing something as risky as the WWE Network.
And since nobody wanted to really do this research, we're going to do it. We're going to take it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I did it.
Well, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead with
Are you good now with your introduction that just kept going on and on and on?
I got
Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the reasons why. Why the network? Why? So basically, what I've determined, what I think, is because the company's trying to grow. Because the company has been fairly stagnant. Because overall sales have risen from about $366 million in 2005 to about $475 million in 2009. So that, the net income increased about $11 million in the same time period. And that sounds pretty good to you and me, average folks. $11 million over 4 years, not bad, not bad. However, according to the Wall Street Journal, this is only marginal long-term growth for a company of this size. So basically, not that great. They need to increase. They need to grow some more in order for people to really be interested in them. Because their earnings per share are only 68 cents in 2009, and their book value is only $4.58.
Doesn't sound so good.
Not that good. 68 cents. 68 cents. And they gave out a very large dividend. However, so that, they're trying to make investors happy with the large dividend. However, a lot of investors feel that this is not consistently covered by free cash flow. That is one thing that's really important about dividends. I mean, basically, it's coming straight out of your cash. So, if you're, handing out cash to people, if you're a company, you want to make sure that you have the cash to cover that, or you're going to sink yourself. Because a lot of investors were concerned that they don't have enough consistent free cash flow to cover the dividends. So there's kind of a lot of things that, maybe investors are kind of going, I'm not sure if this is great. So I really think that the reason that they're doing the network overall is just mainly for growth. So we just wanted to kind of provide some supporting statistics for that they really need to grow and expand and do something different. Now, I also want to talk a little bit about, and also just basically, wrestling has kind of been on the decline since 99, 2000. That was their last really big business peak, and just percentage of people very interested in professional wrestling has gone down.
Yeah, they kind of went down.
Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that people keep insisting that the mixed martial arts is not intruding, it really is.
Oh, they definitely are.
Because, basically you got all the...
That's where the fickle fans went.
Yeah, all the fad people.
Because wrestling was a fad in the late 90s. It definitely was. Yes, it was awesome, but there was a lot of not real fans that were like, oh, Austin. Oh, it's over. How about UFC now? And they're all over there. So,
yeah,
WWE
and I have some
is
things to say about UFC, but Chronix told me not to say them because I'll make everybody mad and no one will watch this anymore. I'm not going to say it. I really want to, but I'll be quiet. Anyways, so, WWE Network.
They have went PG.
Well, okay, this was kind of a side note. This is a side note that I found while doing the research for the WWE Network. A lot of people are starting to say, PG's going to go. PG's
Oh, yeah, because of the new network, it would allow PG to kind of go away because they only got their own thing. They can do their own new thing because they have their own network.
Right.
But
However,
no.
Well, that's what... You can go ahead and say why you think it is.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely not going to happen because they are a large company. And the larger they get, the more PG they will become.
Basically.
Or they'll stay the same because they're a family deal. I mean, where is all the cash, really? It's all in the parents' pockets for the kids.
Yeah.
And that business model, I think, will last. Sure, there are humongous companies that do record labels that have cussing, swearing, rape, murder, movie-style stuff. You know, there's all kinds of businesses, but I do not think the WWE will go in that direction. Not anytime soon, anyways.
The reason that I believe that they're probably not going to is because in their annual report to their stockholders in 2010, like, companies issue this really long report, and it kind of tells, like, where they think the company's going, what they're proud of, where they're looking at, basically, like, what it says. And there was this big section on PG programming, and it was really talking about how they're experiencing strong growth in the parents and kids, what's that called?
Demographic?
Demographic, yeah, the parents and kids demographic, and they really felt really good about that and what that means for the company. So I don't feel like they're going to get rid of that since they dedicated a bunch of space to that.
Plus, all the scrutiny that has happened over the years.
Yeah.
Trying to make it a little bit friendlier. Wrestling not looking so brutal and having a bunch of guys dying and stuff doesn't make you look so well as a big company who cares.
We're trying to be respectable, yeah. So, okay, so that was our side notes. Now we're going to get back to the network because we've established we're trying to do it for growth because we're not doing so hot. Okay, we got that, right?
Right.
I got that. Okay, so this is the information that I found. Right now, it looks like that they're going to charge between $7 and $12 a month for the network. That it's going to be packaged with 30 additional networks, such as the NFL Network, the NBA TV, Fuel TV, and the Fox Business Network. Fox Business Network, kind of weird. All the other ones are sports things. I don't know why they kind of threw that one in there. Kind of odd. My personal opinion. Now, these are some things that they have talked about showing. Alright? This is talked about showing, not definite. They have not finalized the things that are going to be on there.
These are just up in the air maybes.
Basically, it says repeats of that week's Raw and SmackDown shows. Also, shows from the huge WWE library.
Humongous.
We all know about the humongous library. They got footage from WCW, ECW, NWA, AWA.
All
and
in
also,
the library.
It does say for sure, also 2 new live in-ring shows and a new interactive show. So this is kind of interesting. Again, trying to grow, trying to find new things to do, new ways. The interactive show seems like a really new idea.
Well, they've done it in the past, but it's kind of went away again.
Yeah, and apparently this is kind of Vince's baby. This is something that he wanted to do. He kind of pushed for. He felt like it's good for the company.
Well, see, this is some of the companies some of the things that Vince has done in the past trying to grow the company. Just harebrained ideas didn't really work, like XFL.
But I think a lot of his harebrained ideas did work, like splitting the brand.
Well,
you know?
I'm not sure if that was entirely his idea.
I don't know, but I'm sure this wasn't entirely his idea either. But it does seem like it was something that he wanted to
brainchild
do.
sort of thing.
And okay, if we're going to talk about diversification, basically, if you're going to diversify as a business and a company, you need to diversify into something that you're good at, that you already know how to do. The WWE already knows how to put on TV programming. That's what they've been doing. That's what they're good at.
Yeah, and you know
that's their biggest cash cow in revenue. Like, I looked at a pie chart of their revenue, and it looks like this. Let me draw you a picture. Here, picture. Here's, like, everything else.
I can't see that.
I'm fixing to hold it up. And here's the TV. Okay? This is really crude. But, like, the TV was, like, this much of the pie, and then this was, like, the other slices of the pie. I don't really know if you can see the other slices of the pie. Point is, it was really big.
It's really big. Okay.
So that's what they know how to do, okay?
And what they don't know how to do is run a football league.
Exactly. So it's like they try to diversify, and they thought, they might have thought that their core competency was sports. But their core competency isn't sports. Their core competency is TV. And maybe they didn't realize that at that time.
Drama.
Yeah. So it's like maybe, a lot of times companies are successful and they don't know why.
Yeah, see, this is a big problem with any product. Even people on YouTube. I swear, I've seen it 1,000 times. People don't know why they're successful. They don't know why they get subscribers. They don't know why people buy their product. And then they try to do something else and they're like, well, why does no one like me anymore?
And it's very important.
It's very important, no matter where you are in life.
DreamWorks talked a lot about this. We watched a documentary on DreamWorks. They said, their first movie, Toy Story, it was great. Their second movie sucked. Because they didn't know why their first movie was good.
They had no idea why Toy Story was good.
And so I really think that mistake might have happened because Vince and everybody else in the company didn't understand that their core competency was TV entertainment and not sports.
Yeah, people basically just wanted to see the wrestling.
Yeah, and so I think that this could be successful for that reason.
Well, yeah, because it's totally based around that.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Now, some of the rumors on this are that Raw and SmackDown are going to air on that, like as live, and that will never happen.
I don't think so either.
USA reported that their biggest quarter was with Raw in it, and they get so much money from that. I mean, they're not going to drop the money. They're not going to drop the ratings, even if they have their own network. Yeah. Because, all right, if the network is packaged with this, that means it's not on every single thing. It's not going to be like USA. USA is on every single cable package, pretty much.
Yeah.
This is not going to be. This is a pay extra. Yeah. So that means even less people would see it. So if it was only Raw on that, the ratings would go
yeah, I mean, it's bundled with some other things that I think people would get, like similar things, so I think that's good. I would like to see, this is just my opinion, this is from no research, my opinion is that I think it will be kind of fun to see like a new weekly show deal, like say start in 1999 or 1997 or something, I guess would probably be more appropriate, and just start airing the Raw episodes, like say, you know, every Monday night at, or not, I wouldn't say Monday night at 8 because that would conflict, but like every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, we're gonna have our weekly Raw show, but it's like 1999 again. Or we could do, and then maybe every Wednesday night at 8, we have WCW Nitro starting from the beginning. Like, I think it would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that. They could do pay-per-views.
Like that.
They have all the wrestlers' bios, DVDs from other companies. I mean, they got too much footage to eat. They could go on forever.
Yeah,
so
and I
they
think
can't be worried about that.
And I want to also add, there is some rumors that, and this is just especially great. I'm sorry, but I have to tell everyone that they are completely wrong. Okay, and this is what you're wrong about. All right, there has been these rumors that they are going to put all their pay-per-views on the network. Now, I'm not saying that I know for a fact these rumors are wrong. I don't know that for a fact. However, I do know for a fact that your source for that is crap. Okay? The quote that is on there, this is what it says. It's like, imagine a world where all the WWE pay-per-views are on a network. How would you feel about that? And that's like your quote. And then it says like the survey quotes. Let me tell you why marketing people use a survey, okay? This is the purpose of a survey.
Yeah, please tell us this.
A survey is to gain your perspective on potential situations that the company might present to you.
So you're telling me
how you as a consumer would feel and react to that. So they then know which of the situations would present what result, what consumers would like, what consumers wouldn't like. And then what you do is you take all of this data and you analyze it and you figure out like, what's the greatest predictor of people buying your network. Is it what it's packaged with? Is it if the pay-per-views were on it? And then let's say it is. Let's say the number one predictor of why people would buy the WWE Network is because it would have the pay-per-views. All right? Let's say that.
Okay.
Hypothetical. Now what do? Now what you do is you get out your little calculator and you get all your little accountants around you and you start punching numbers and you see, is it mathematically, does it work out mathematically that people in the WWE Network, or the WWE as a whole, would make more money with people subscribing to the network and not having to buy the pay-per-views? And that's what they would have to see. Mathematically, that would have to work out. It would have to be profitable for the company to put all their pay-per-views on the network. Now, I kind of doubt that that's going to be the case.
But basically what you're saying is, will they make money with making all 12, 13 pay-per-views for free on the network?
Right.
For, instead of $50, $55 times 13 versus $12 a month. $55 versus, the entire package. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. They're not going to give those away. Then they'd have to solely base all their pay-per-view buys on people in attendance, and no.
Now, I could say, because it might be enticing to have maybe one pay-per-view on the network.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Like right when they start, this pay-per-view's free.
I doubt that they're going to do that. Now,
I think
my main purpose of this rant is not really to debunk that entire thought. It's to get really agitated that the fact that I said that sounded really accusatory, that someone is starting to use a survey as a quotable source in an article.
Yeah, because they're using a survey result as
no, it's
this
not even
is
a
fact.
survey result. It's a survey hypothetical situation to see what people are going to think about it.
So people are
quoting that as like, this is something that the WWE said. Yeah, it's something that the WWE said in a survey situation.
on like Facebook.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was on Facebook. It was on the website. I'm just saying that a survey is not a source. It's not a statement. It's not a we're going to do this, and I just don't understand.
All right, I think you've established that. We can move on.
I'm sorry.
Hypothetical situations.
Sorry.
Are not truths.
That's basically all that I have to say.
Oh, that's all you got? Well, see, that's good. Because the WWE Network, I thought at first was a risky business, but after you did all this research and told me that Raw wasn't going to be on there, I was like, okay, Raw and SmackDown aren't going to be on there. Sounds very plausible that they could do this and they would have no problem. Pay-per-views aren't going to be for free? Well, yeah, definitely. They're going to make a ton of money. People want these old episodes of Raw. People want these old episodes of WCW, and you can't get them anywhere else except for illegally pirated on YouTube. Get them in full quality on your television. How awesome would that be?
It'd be pretty awesome. So I think, while this might be pretty risky, I think that obviously they're not going to do something if they don't think it's going to turn a profit. I think that WWE
is a company would never set out on something they didn't think it was going to work.
Much older company now. I think they understand kind of themselves better, what they're good at, what they need to try to do. I think that they really do understand that better. And so...
And definitely if this package is on the PS3 and the Xbox 360, like NFL packages and everything else are, then I am definitely going to buy that.
That would be cool.
It's going to be awesome. So final thoughts are, WWE Network, it's probably going to work. I would bet money on it working.
I think it'll work.
Be operational by 2012. It'll be awesome, and we've debunked the rumors.
We are good.
That's WWE Network, awesome.